What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. It is very early on in the day. Normally, we're live in the evening. However, as you can see from the title, an emergency stream had to be put in place because Trevoh Chalobah has now been recalled by Chelsea and he is returning. He won't be available for tonight's game. We're going to talk about what we think, our genuine reactions in the last few hours. The news just broke not that long ago. And also, what next for Palace? In terms of centre-backs, transfers, do we sign another permanent loan and more? Make sure to get involved in the comment section down below if you're watching replay, as well as a live comment section, and dropping a like and subscribing if you haven't already done so. Let's see if we can hit over 200 likes. Lou, you're going Leicester tonight. So you're going to be one of those. I mean, we're all going to have to pay the consequence of this. But even yesterday, we spoke about it. Trevoh Chalobah, whether he should be included in the squad and what happens next. But it's kind of official. Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, Dom Smith, every source out there basically indicating that this actually happened last night, I believe. So according to Dom Smith, who is a Palace journal, he said that Trevoh Chalobah is recalled by Chelsea. Decision came last night, just hours after Glasner complained about being left in the lurch on the situation. He's been planning life without Chalobah, as decision was only heading one way. Big blow for Palace, ruthless from Chelsea. So it seems like the decision was made yesterday after the press conference, after, Glasner made comments about, we don't know what's really going on. It's up to Chelsea. And here we are. One centre-back down, a centre-back that was X'd out by Chelsea, which I'll give my thoughts on the situation. But the floor's yours. What do you make of it?
Listen, I called them Hedge Fund FC. If anyone watched the game last night, Bournemouth were giving the young boy, 18-year-old, trouble last night. Semenyo gave him the two-step, and then he got dragged off for tossing. The 18-year-old come off. Listen, it gives an excuse for a lot of people to start saying, "Oh, why didn't we sign him in a permanent? Why do we keep dealing with Chelsea? Why haven't we got other signings?" And it's just part of the game. Like, we were desperate. We got him on a deadline day. No one expected Chalobah to be wanted to be recalled because he wasn't even part of their pre-season. He's performed well, scored 3 goals. Chelsea have an injury crisis that, like they say they do, but yeah, man, we move. We've got a game tonight. Richards can play there. We've got more than enough in our team to still compete. Last season, at the end of the season, it was Richards, Anderson, and Klein.
I said it yesterday on yesterday's stream as well. Like with Chalobah, it's not even a case of like I'm gonna cry over it massively because he's been like 10 out of 10 for us. I just don't think that was the case. I think he was a solid defender for us. But even then, for me personally, I was thinking about whether we should sign him on a permanent deal. It hasn't really been the case with the likes of Loftus-Cheek or Conor Gallagher coming in. But I'm more not even annoyed, just confused about the whole situation. The fact that Chelsea basically said to this player, "You're not part of our plans," and they X'd him out of pre-season, and he had to go train by himself. And then we had to pay the consequences of, having a few months of Chalobah getting up to speed. And I wonder what Chalobah thinks about the situation, because Oliver Glasner said it a few times that he actually wanted to stay at the football club, Chalobah, even not in the short term, maybe in the long term. Like, he was happy at Palace. And now he's been recalled to the club where the club didn't want him. They made it publicly known. In fact, they embarrassed him as well, considering he's one of theirs coming from the academy. And now he's back there. And the question is, how many games he's going to play? I just think after this one, especially, I think two things. I'm curious on how many minutes he's going to play at Chelsea. And 2, I wonder where Palace stands in regards to this whole situation with the Chelsea board. Does this mean bridges are burnt? Because they put us in a very sticky situation just because they got 2 injuries. And those players are going to come back eventually, maybe around March time or so. And how many games does Chalobah start for them? So I'll be honest, if I'm Chalobah, I'm annoyed. If I'm Palace, I'd be annoyed as well. But it's not the end of the world. It isn't the end of the world. The only problem that we have right now is depth, because all it takes is one injury and we're down to only having one centre-back option there if we don't include Nathaniel Klein between Richards and Riyadh. What do we do now going forward?
Well, the priority is the left wing back and the forward. After that, you see where you are. So if you can use the loan spot or you can use the money that you get back from the loan fee, you do that. But once again, I'm not the director of football. I talk about football on a stream. Like I'm not in the business of finance. We can't. Everyone can have their opinion and be like, "Oh, we should have signed him on a permanent." Like I've seen since Chalobah come, I've seen people say he's not good enough. Don't sign him on a permanent. Drop him. Then I've seen people saying sign him. Then I've seen people say, "Oh, only sign him for this much." And then now he's gone. It's the end of the world. Like, listen, this is what happens in football. It happens in life. Like we've got players to fill in. It's not like Mateta's gone or Decore or Wharton. We're talking about Chalobah. He scored 3 goals, yeah, but we've got players that can play there.
Yeah. Lewis is saying, why would Chalobah want to play at a small club? Well, you couldn't be that small club this season. And previously, you had 13 wins in a row. So, yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why he didn't want to go back to Chelsea is like, wow, like this Chelsea side that spent around $1 billion can't even beat Palace. Can't beat Palace anymore. And now you lot have literally took him as hostage and taking him back at your football club. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Have your fun, I guess, with Chalobah. Animals saying Gahey, Lacroix, Riyadh should be starters. Yeah, I think eventually going forward, I would like Riyadh to be involved a bit more. I want to see proper competition between Riyadh and Richards because he looks decent, Riyadh. But he hasn't had many opportunities due to injuries.
Richards, when he has a run of games, plays well.
But
he does
down
play
the right-hand side, he can be a bit suspect.
Okay, I understand it, but yeah, I just don't think it's meltdown season.
I don't think it's like a meltdown. I don't think anyone's like.
Do you know what's funny though? Yeah, if we win tonight, I bet you everything calms down again. It's very reactive.
No, I know. I don't think people.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. I don't like. It is what it is. If you sign a player on loan and you put a recall clause in January, that's your fault. What can you do? I'm not saying it's the club. Hindsight is a beautiful thing. Like no one would have thought Chelsea would recall Chalobah. So it's just circumstances have led us to this situation. I'm sure if we were the team in Chelsea's situation and we'd loaned one of our players out to a smaller club and we had a hint of a crisis, I bet you no one would care about us calling our player back. We can be pissed off. It's fine. Like I'm annoyed. Chalobah, Lacroix, and Gahey was the perfect balance. It was working, but that is what it is. And I'm not saying a lot of people might think like I'm backing the board and Parish and stuff like that. I feel like the club's transfer policy gets it right sometimes. I think it can be horrible sometimes. But yeah, so I'll just try and be balanced and not be reactive and see how things play out.
Yeah. For me, I just think it's a depth options. I just wonder what the club are thinking in terms of centre backs because I just don't think we got the funds to sign another centre back this window. And the loan market right now, unless players get mentioned, I just can't think of someone like coming in on loan. I don't know at what club a centre back is not playing. It's not really at the front of my head right now in terms of like thinking points. So I think we're just going to have to firm it. We're going to have to firm it till the end of the season with the centre back options, which is not like unless we get injuries, it's not the worst thing in the world because of course we still have Richards and Riyadh there. But all it takes though, Lou, is one injury, and then you're very thin on numbers there. I guess Lerma can play that as well, but like we shouldn't be going back to that. We went to that last season, and yeah, it is a bit frustrating. And I guess we'll see what happens from the summer onwards because I don't see Chelsea really keeping Chalobah in the long term. I think this was just like a short-term player for them, easy solution. But yeah, are you worried about left wing back as well? Whilst we're here, now that Chalobah has been recalled, do you reckon maybe the club could prioritize a centre back position, especially how significant Chalobah was?
We got Schlupp after that performance against Stockport, so we're good. We're good. No, I'm joking.
Is that a good thing? Is that something that we should be like happy with?
I'm joking. No. The priority is still left wing back and a forward. I say you get that done, and then opportunities always come out at towards the end of the window. That's when you can maybe. I said I would like maybe a right back hybrid who could play right wing back, right back, or right centre back. If the opportunity comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So everyone has, like, some fans want a European tour, some fans just want this. My one thing is keeping Glasner happy. That is the most important thing at this club right now, is the manager. Like, the players, we've got really good players, but Glasner is the reason. A bit like McKenna at Ipswich. He gets the most out of their players. Glasner gets the most out of our players. As long as Glasner's happy, I'm happy. If he starts saying, threatening to walk and stuff like that, that's when my position will change. If Parish is putting Glasner's position at threat of walking and stuff like that, that's when I draw the line. But at the moment, if Glasner's happy, I'm happy, and I'll only panic when that situation occurs, and if it does.
Yeah. There's about nearly 130 of you watching it live. So if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button and subscribe. Are you did mention Glasner, but are you worried that he will be unhappy over the situation? For me, it's a case of what really can we do? It's not like we sent Chalobah back to Chelsea. It's more about Chelsea using their powers to recall him. But would you be worried, do you reckon? I don't think so. Over this one.
Yeah. Are we going to this question? Why should Glasner have faith in our board? Listen, you're on the outside looking in. None of us know what goes on behind closed doors. It's all guesswork. I said, you're gonna drive fans, you're gonna drive yourselves mad trying to work out and assume things that are going on. Even like when I see comments like Hervé Zaha's got Parish on strings, mate, you have no clue what is going on. Nothing.
Yeah, we don't
So
know.
you have no clue. You have no clue whatsoever. Like, even if they come out and said things like Glasner said, "Oh, we haven't had any contact from Chelsea," and Maresca said, "We haven't spoken to Palace. He's their player. It's respectful." It's just lies. Like, you'll go mad trying to assume what's going on. So you just got to take it as it comes. And like I said, as long as Glasner's happy, I'm happy. As soon as Glasner's not happy and he's talking about leaving, that's when I'll throw my toys out of the pram.
Exactly. Anna was saying we have a point of reference with Glasner and Frankfurt, though. Yeah, because he was unhappy there, and he let publicly be known. So I think if he's
but that was Frankfurt selling all their assets and not reinvesting.
Yeah. I don't think we're at that stage yet. And also, Glasner did come out saying that he has a very good relationship with Dougie Friedman.
And Palace, when he was having that bad run, from the outside looking in, there was loads of pressure about sacking Glasner, and even some Palace fans were like, "Oh, he should be sacked," and this and that. But Palace stood by him, even though they had no right to even think about sacking Glasner. Like, there shouldn't have been any doubt in anyone's mind about him being a manager. So yeah, listen, he's the main person.
And I agree with what Leon was saying. Chelsea have the recall clause, so what can we do? Like, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing. In fact, we were talking about Raksaki, some people, a few months ago, about should we recall him in January. So we had a similar position of power within.
Look what Villa done with Louis Barry. Louis Barry's having the time of his life at Stockport. He's probably good. He would have taken him to double promotions. They just took him back just to send him to a championship club. That's how football works. There's a food chain in this game.
Yeah, there is. This window matters for backing Glasner, says Tim. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we do have to get 2 players, he's publicly said. I agree. Well, let's get SA in first and get that done and dusted. Then a left wing back, because the left wing back position has just gone quiet, man. Gone very quiet. I don't know why.
It's like I said, the January transfer window, most deals are done in the last few days. So getting someone in on the 20th, to me, is still early.
Yeah. We could have not included the recall clause. Well, we didn't really have much power because it was basically on the last day.
There's a reason Dougie's a director of football and we're talking about it at 1:30 on a Wednesday afternoon. It's not that simple.
Yeah. I don't like Chelsea done it on purpose, clearly, for this instance. Like, they don't have to recall him. It's not like the recall clause meant that he's returning January. It was a loan till the end of the season, but they had more power than us. Even though they wanted to get rid of him, they did have more power than us, because it was like Palace need a centre back. There's not that long left of the window. So if you want him, we have to insert a recall clause. A lot of teams do it. We have it with Raksaki, I'm pretty sure. So it's like a normal thing, and it gives the home club the positional power where if things go wrong unexpectedly, then you can use the power and recall your player back.
Yeah.
So
quick question for the chat. Yeah, if Munoz pulled his hamstring today and they said he's out for 5 to 6 weeks, would you want Danny Imre to come back? Like, put it in the chat. I bet you everyone would say bring Imre back. No one would care what's going on at Bromley.
I don't think so. I disagree.
You don't think? One and
Kapora is still at the football club. If it was Mitchell get injured and then Danny Imre was playing like left wing back, which is he's not, then I think it's a different situation. But right wing back, let's see. Anyways,
I'm just saying, the security of Crystal Palace goes way above. No one cares about what happens to Bromley. Same way Chelsea don't care what happens to Palace. It didn't help that we drew 1-1 with them. That probably triggered them even more.
Yeah, a lot of people saying yes. To be fair, I haven't seen any no's. Let me see. Oh, Twist is the only one that said no so far.
Yeah, but that's
Imre should
I wonder why.
Munoz regardless. Yeah, look, a lot of people would have called him back, but it's not the end of the world for us. I'll be honest. Chelsea, yeah, exactly. We didn't banish these guys from training though. That's the big thing. Like we didn't. Exactly. They literally banished Chalobah from training and traveling with the squad to pre-season. And now they recall him 6 months later. That is like shameless behavior on a different level. How can he say, I don't want you? Literally, I don't want you. This guy's come to your front door and said, can I train? And he's like, and you lot are like, no, you're not part of us. You're not training with us. Go train by yourself. And then 6 months later, you're like, you know what? Come. It's fine. You can be part of the squad. Like that is so shameless. Like you can't switch from one end to another that quickly. And I think that's what makes the Chalobah situation a bit more confusing. It's like I wonder how Chalobah feels about the whole situation.
Listen, I don't
guess we'll never know. He's not going to come out publicly.
I don't think our club is perfectly run. Like we missed the boat completely in the summer. Like we're playing catch up again. Like
what did we miss?
Well, we should have. Mitchell should have a backup. We should have signed an Elise type replacement, that style of player. Nketiah doesn't look like a great signing, but I'm willing to give it time. Like I don't believe this is the perfect board. Our structure of our club is a bit of a mess. We don't know what's happening. We knew Walton was carrying an injury. We delayed that for surgery. They've made Glasner's job harder than it is, and luckily we have this guy as our manager, but I just try not to waste so much emotion on getting stressed about everything. And there's still a lot of positive things going on at the club. And sometimes you just have to ride it out and like, hopefully it all works out. And if it doesn't, then listen, what can you do?
Yeah. I guess in terms of like negative news and Palace trying to bring positivity back into it, there's only one way you can do that. And that's with Esse. Announce him. Announce him today, tomorrow. As soon as you tweet Chalobah, get recalled. 5 minutes later, and make an announcement. Pretend that's like, all right, it's done. Announce Esse.
Mitch.
That's what will make it a bit more positive in terms of that.
See Mitch's comment there. Yeah, this is the opposite of Twitter. Yeah, this is the safer place to come.
What happened?
So you can go. No, Mitch's comment. Welcome to Lou's Zen Temple.
Twitter
Listen,
and YouTube is
you want to go
game.
If you want to get riled up and you want to feed off other people's angry energy and emotion, you can go there. If you want to come here and feel a bit better about the club, then But like I said, I'm not saying I'm Team Parish. I love Parish. I love everything we're doing. I'm just saying you got to look at things balanced.
Yeah. There's about 150 people watching it live now. People, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button and subscribe. We'll be also doing a live match reaction tonight. Hopefully, there'll be a bit of positivity there in terms of the result. I'll be doing it with AJ at around 10 p.m. So that should be
It
exciting.
might be different. It might be different if we lose 1-0 and I call in at 10:30.
Oh yeah,
on the way home.
1-0.
Yeah, won't be no Zen Temple anymore.
Exactly. The temple is like it's burnt, like it's not there anymore. It's
burnt to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Especially
Jordan
with like
Ayew.
a mistake. Imagine
Jordan Ayew, 89th minute from a Richards calamity mistake.
Imagine we lose to like a Richards like mistake or Riyad mistake, whoever is starting ahead of Chalobah today, in like the 90th minute, and they give away a penalty or something like that. Oh my days, this place will be literally burning like everywhere.
If we do sign Chalobah replacement, does he have to be Christian?
I don't know. Well, there's a battle there because Riyad is Muslim.
Yeah.
And Richards, I believe, is Christian. So
we just need another religious man through the door.
Exactly. Well, what's Joe Wall doing? He might have to step up. Like I feel like he was a bit relaxed with like Chalobah, Gahey, Lacroix leading the religious line, but maybe we need Ward back on the bench to give that motivation on the sideline to the religious squad. But yeah, for me, I think long term, anyways, going forward, I want to see Riyad. I just got something about Riyad that I like. That I want to see him start. Not maybe particular today. I think Richards will start today because Richards has been given the nod, and Riyad is just coming back from an injury.
Riyad is 21 years old, by the way.
Who?
Riyad is 21 years old.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of potential there.
Like he can play for the under-21s.
Yeah. It's crazy. But he's got first team experience though.
That's what I mean. Like
he's played in the La Liga, and he also played good as well. That's why we signed him. But you never know. The other side of this could be that, in hindsight, let's see what happens. But with Chalobah going back, it might mean the likes of Richards gets a bit more of opportunity. And if he plays to the potential that we know he could, then we might look back and say, you know what, it actually worked out in our favor. And also, this is a good opportunity for both Richards and Riyad to prove to the club till the end of the season that you don't need to sign another centre-back to start in my place. Like, this is another thing, because regardless of what happened with Chalobah, come end of the season, he was going back to Chelsea, and we either had to sign him on a permanent deal or we lose him. So this is an opportunity for one of these two to step up, which is also a positive. So we will get a rough know of how good they are in the Premier League.
Henry, you said Riyad was pants versus Stockport. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, I was there.
And also, I don't think you understand what he just come back from a meniscus injury. He was out for like 4 months. Like,
yeah,
if you played sport before, you'd understand how long it takes to get back into your stride.
Let's
get some more positive
as well. Henry saying the opposite. That's not what you lot think. But
Henry, we need a positive comment because I've only seen about 4 negative ones from you in the chat.
We're in our 12th consecutive Premier League season, and we're still loaning players for starting 11 because our players aren't good enough.
Arsenal loan Sterling. Teams loan players, just how it works.
Yeah. We haven't really used the loan market ever since Gallagher, to be fair. So I guess there was an opportunity there, and we took it. And now here we are. Probably
because everyone was saying it was a great loan when he scored 3 goals, and everyone wanted him to sign permanently. It's only because he's gone back why people are money.
It wasn't that bad. I think we have a player there. Yeah, let's see with Riyad. But Henry, in response to you saying, "Why do you want me to be positive? There's nothing to be positive about."
Listen, Henry, man. I don't know. You might not be able to be saved, man. Maybe
there's nothing to be positive about. Well,
negativity might be your bag.
There's be a bit of real positivity in that. Shouldn't deal with this club again. Our academy is pretty pointless. Where are our up and coming players, good runs, world beaters? I would ban loaning players. Yeah, I think the academy would take a few years. I've always said that, but after a few years, once it starts getting in that role of
it takes 10 years we only just turned category 1 a few years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I think the next 5 to 10. Well, not.
You don't magic up players out of nowhere.
Actually, yeah. Need to stop taking players from Chelsea on loan. I think that's not a bad shout though. Regardless of what happens,
just need to delete Chelsea's number.
Exactly, we do, because the loan market has actually proved well for them. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'm not saying it's because of Palace, but he came to Palace on loan. Then he played well. He went back to Chelsea. Didn't play as much. Then afterwards, he had a phase as well where he played. Now he's at AC Milan, I believe. Conor Gallagher is at Atletico Madrid. And before he played in the Premier League for West Brom, Conor Gallagher. No one spoke about Conor Gallagher till he came to Palace. And it worked out for them. They sold him on for a good value. Trevoh Chalobah. He was literally not in their pre-season plans. And they're going to get money for him as well. We, in the last 3 loans that we've done with Chelsea, God knows how much money we've gave them. I know it's helped us in the short term, but yeah, the loan market with Chelsea, they're very cheeky with it. I mean, from here onwards, if we're doing a loan deal with Chelsea, unless we're desperate, include a option to buy. If not, then let them move on because they're just doing us dirty every single time. But yeah, end up ringing them at 4 a.m.
Go Chelsea again, lads.
Like you know the ones there. You just broke up there. You're like, maybe the grass is greener, and then after you realize it's not, man. Chelsea, who have you got for us? Come, bring us a player. Last minute, they screwed us on Lewis Hall as well. Yeah, Lewis Hall was going to join, and then he went.
Yeah, because Newcastle offered £30 million.
Yeah, but he's a good player, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This day, Newcastle told us, "Get your bread up." That's what it was. If we were Palace, and someone offered 30 million for Raksaki, like we'd let it go.
Yeah. Daynan says, Lou, completely agree with you. Sadly, the board did not back Oliver Glasner as they should have. Michael Elise was not replaced, and the quality that he brought last year, they should have backed him given our 23-24 position. They still can fix that this window, but they need to sign it. But we need to confirm Esse as soon as possible. Otherwise, I can feel the meltdown. Like after this Chalobah one, it's just like the blood is starting to boil, but it's not fully there yet. And if we don't announce Esse or if we lose tonight, then it's gonna erupt. It's gonna erupt. So we need to do something positive very soon, and hopefully it starts with a win, and then Esse being signed as well. Bring Chilwell. No, we're not doing this, man.
Yeah, I reckon we should get him on a loan.
Well, to be fair, they can't recall him if you get him on a loan till the end of the season. So that's guaranteed.
Animal, don't paint me with that brush. Parish of a hair dye.
Parish of that. CB saying Palace hold on to play too long and then can't sell big. We've sold well. I mean, we're not really a selling club though. That's the biggest thing about it. Like, and that's a positive, to be fair. Like even Elise said, we didn't want to sell him, but we had to because of the release clause. So yeah, it's not like we want to. We've had opportunities. Remember Zaha, for example. You had opportunities to sell him for big, but we didn't. We didn't for years. Even other players as well. Like we're not really a selling club, even though we will become one. Eze does it. Trundle said it just angry faces, like a bunch of angry. Phil says Glasner, elite manager. I feel for him, especially while Parish is still at the club calling the shots. What happened to the signing from Millwall? We're so slow to get players over the line. On that note, people, we're gonna wrap up now. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, and vent in the comment section down below.
Listen, but everyone,
vent after we end it.
I'm gonna call in on the way back from Leicester. So
yeah,
if you guys want to try and
calling in. Let's see if you can keep this positivity up come 10:30. But we'll be live around 10 o'clock for the live match reaction. Hopefully we get a positive result. But of course, any Palace news, we'll be here to cover it live. That's it from us. And until next time, up the Palace.